Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Daily Draft. Today will be our second to last Ixalan draft of the season. I know, boohoo. You know what? Actually, I've had a ton of fun with this format. I've had some sweet, artifact build around decks. I've had a very successful and very fun Caves deck. Check out Wednesday's video for that. But this will be our second to last video second to last draft here of LCI. Before Monday is our last draft, and Wednesday begins the LCI Best Deck Tournament, which is the way that I wrap up sets here on the channel. All of my best decks that I had drafted throughout the entire set are going to go up against each other in a single elimination tournament against me and my patrons, and it's going to be an absolute blast. Subscribe to the channel so you can be notified when those videos start coming out next week. But we are starting here with an Archetype Deepest Foundation. 6 mana, 6/6 Vigilance works very, very well with things like Tinker's Tote, things like Nurturing Bristleback, and among others. So we're going to start with the Archetype here and see where we can go from there. What do we have now? We have a Diamond Pickaxe, got an Explorer's Cache, Pilgrimage, no thanks. We've done the Caves thing. Again, if you haven't seen Wednesday's video, I know it's a long one. Go and check out our second game in that video, if anything else. That game is absolutely incredible, and it is a Caves deck to end all Caves decks. I think I'll take Petrify here. It keeps me white. I don't feel like branching out into a second color just yet this early. And Petrify is always fine to have at least one copy of that. Ooh, look at all these white cards. Wow. Tough one here between Dawn Runner and Mischievous Pup. These are both good. I don't know which is better. They're both 3-drops. I think I'll take the Dawn Runner, but I do like both of those cards. Wow, what a bad pack this is. There's a Might of the Ancestors, which honestly I've actually been slightly more impressed with than I originally thought I would be. There's also a River Herald guide here, and then a bunch of meh red cards, only one blue, and a couple of meh black cards. I could just cut the Might, but I think the River Herald guide is good enough to go ahead and just take that here. Okay, we have a Pick 5 Scytheclaw Raptor, Explorer's Cache, and Join the Dead, and Pathfinding Axejaw to a lesser extent. So here's some signals here. Nothing creates tokens here of the cards I'm considering, so it doesn't go particularly well with Archetype. Explorer's Cache has been good. Join the Dead has been fine. Raptor has been good. This is tough. I think I'm going to take the Raptor here and instantly regret because we've got a bunch of good green. We've got a Cenote Scout, a Bristleback, which does create tokens notably, as well as a Poison Dart Frog, but I think the Scout is the best here. All right, so we're getting some good green cards here now. I think Squatty Scavenger is actually eminently playable in this format. I think it's totally fine, even if you're not building around it. So I'll take that. Got a Gargantuan Leech. Probably not for today. But I don't think I'm playing Malamet Veteran either. So I guess I'll just take that. What Wield? Over the Edge, Malamet Veteran, bunch of red. I don't think I'm playing anything here. Got a Hidden Volcano, Volatile Vault. There's a Brawler. I think I'll take the Brawler here. Notably the, what's it called? The Kutzil did not wheel, so someone else could be in green-white, or at least speculating in that. I think I'll just take another Brawler here over a Spider. If we're thinking green-white, it's a little bit more of an assertive deck. So probably want to make sure we fill out the early part of the curve. Probably get at least a staggering size or two. and so on and so forth. Don't have any tokens yet for Ojotok. Oh, look, the Explorer's Cache Wield. That's a pretty good sign for us. I don't care about Glowcap Lantern or In the Presence of Ages. So what can we find to start pack 2? Another Petrify, a Ruin Lurker Bat that I'm pretty sure is just going to be the easiest pick here, as well as a Glimpse the Core, Surveyor, Cosmium Blast, Brawler. Yeah, it's a pretty easy Ruin Lurker Bat for me. These 1-drops are all very, very good in the format. Mischievous Pup, Glorifier, Brawler. That's what I'm looking at here. I think I'm pretty much locking in green-white at this point. Probably just going to take the Pup. It's good with something like Cenote Scout. It's fine with Explorer's Cache if you lose all your counters. I think I'll just take that here. A River Herald Guide, some bad white, a Zoetic Glyph, and a Hidden Nursery. I think I'll take the guide here. I don't think we can take the glyph. I think we're just pretty locked into green-white at this point. All right, another guide, a Brawler, a Kin Caller with 0 dinosaurs and a Glimpse the Core. I don't think we're a Glimpse the Core kind of deck. I think I'll take my first Kin Caller, and if I can get 2 or 3 of these, that would actually make them all quite good. All right, now we've got options. This is the draft of Malamet Brawlers. There are a ton of them going around. There is a Bristleback, which works well with this, but we don't really need anything to work well with this. It's good enough anyway. There's an Aspirant in a Huatli's Final Strike, and to a lesser extent, Family Reunion Dismantler. I think I'll take the 2-drop here. Got to make sure I have enough creatures on the early end of the curve, so I'll take the Aspirant. Okay, I usually do like 1 copy of Destruction Hammer in these decks. I do also really want a copy of Staggering Size, and don't really want a Seeker of Sunlight. So I think I'm going to take this and hope that we can get the Destruction Hammer later if we want it. Some more Caves stuff, but that is not today. We'll take Acrobatic Leap, and maybe we play it, maybe we don't. Okay, Huatli's Final Strike. Wow, that's a late Scytheclaw Raptor. But again, we are green-white today. Gonna try out the aggressive version. Haven't seen any Miner's Guidewings yet. Would very much like to get a Miner's Guidewing or 2. Okay, Malamet Brawler, that's fine. We'll have to make some cuts with this deck, but that's always a good problem to have. Already looking to be 16 lands for me. But again, we've got so much farther to go with this deck that we can really change up what we're doing here with an entire pack left to go. We're basically going to have a 2-pack deck here. With the only 2 cards that theoretically couldn't go into our deck being the 2 we speculated on in pack 1 there. Yeah, I don't want to play any of these here. We'll just cut the white. A 5th Brawler? We're not playing 5 of these, I'll tell you that. How about 6? No, we will not play 6, so I'll take a Family Reunion. Look, we got the hammer back anyway, so our deck I think is relatively open. Whoever speculated on the Kutzil in pack 1 probably is not in green-white, if I had to guess. Lots of Glimpse the Cores happening, but I don't think we will be glimpsing the core. There is a treasure map, but I don't think that is for this deck. I think Thrashing Brontodon is probably my pick here. This can theoretically go in any deck, but our deck is trying to get them dead pretty quickly, and Treasure Map is not a way to do that. Tinker's Tote is the best card to go with Ojir Talk, but we're not really building around this. This is just kind of like a finisher for us. I don't think we need Itlamok here. We don't have a ton of like mana sinks. There is a Bristleback, Stone Tree, Scythe. Another Final Strike, I guess, could be decent removal. It's a little expensive. We have a lot of 3-drops so far. And this can kind of fill out our curve if we start to miss land drops here. I think I'll just take my first Bristleback. Okay, don't mind a Pathfinding Axejaw. Fits in nicely in the curve where we don't have anything yet. It's just a good card. Interesting pick here. There's no, we don't need a landmark. There's an Archaeologist, a Scythe. There is a Courtyard versus Final Strike is what I'm thinking of. So do we want our first and likely only Cave Land versus a second Final Strike here? We got tons of creatures. I think I'm going to take my first Cave Land and maybe one of these Final Strike's wheels. Ooh, Helping Hand over Seed Stones here. This is going to be pretty good with most of our creatures. So I think I'm actually just going to take the Helping Hand. Lorekeeper, not for us. Tendril, also not really a card I'm interested in. Brawler, don't care. I guess I'll take this and throw it into the sideboard here. Okay, got a second Kincaller. That is something I will play. Earthshaker Dreadmaw with 5 dinosaurs? What are our other dinosaurs? Oh, Brontodon, Axejaw, 2 Kincallers, and a Bristleback? Well, that's another thing we could play. Look, we got the Final Strike back anyway. Okay, so we're going to have some cuts to make here, but again, that's always a good problem to have. It's at least one of those, probably more. It's going to have to be something in here. We got a lot of 3s. Probably just the combat trick here. I do want to keep the staggering size in, though. Might just be the hammer. And then I look at something like Family Reunion, maybe. I think the Dreadmaw is actually going to be okay. Yeah, I don't need an 8th Brawler or whatever. I guess it's only the 5th. So I think 16 lands is okay. We have 2 6-drops. Everything else is 3s and 4s and a land cycler if we need it. Which means got 2 Final Strikes, which I think is good with 18 creatures. 5 dinosaurs. No, 6 dinosaurs. For the Kincallers. I could cut something like Family Reunion. I think everything else down here is actually pretty good. I could also cut like another Brawler or like a Pup or a Scavenger or something. The Pup is good with Aspirant. It's good with Cenote Scout. It's good in the late game with Axejaw, Bristleback, Guide, Kincaller. I mean, it has some synergies, but we're going to try to get our opponent dead relatively quickly with this aggressive deck here. And I think this is the final build. So, yeah, we'll play it with 16 lands here and see how high in Mythic we can climb here, starting at 1498. Let's give it a go. See you in game 1. Looks like we start first. We have Scout into Brawler. No white yet, but Scout could help us find it, potentially. I can't keep that, unfortunately. Landmark, sure. I think I play Brawler, and then next turn I play Cash if I don't draw land. And even if I do draw land, I might have to play it anyway, because I didn't draw white. Okay. Next turn, I guess I cycle. I think it depends on what I draw, but I mean... Ah, okay. Dreadmaw's Ire, get rid of the Explorer's Cache. That's pretty annoying now. Okay, now I guess we're cycling Bristlebacks to get us closer to casting a Dreadmaw here. But we're not really drawing very well. Cartographer's Companion. And just like that, they already flipped it. Please don't hit. Okay, good. Got a land. That means I can still attack with Brawler at the very least. Gonna save the Scout here, because it's basically just a free attack. Another forest. Yeah, that's what I need. So 6 mana, 6/6, that's it, is all this is going to be here. Unless we find another dinosaur. Well, guess that's what it's going to be. Come on, Colossal Dreadmaw. Looks like they got a little bit of cave stuff going on over there. Cavernous Maw can now become a creature. Okay, that's... that means I can't attack. Need to find a Huatli's Final Strike. Huh. Well, I can't cast that, unfortunately. As good as it is, I have to find another planes to even be able to cast it. Watch, now we're going to find a planes. No, but I'll keep the Petrify. That lets me petrify the Gold Fury Strider here and then have attacks with basically everything currently. What does this craft with? An artifact? Yeah, so they could just get rid of that with Petrify. But I mean, I have to get rid of this thing because if I don't, I won't be able to be attacking for the rest of the game, basically. 9/7 haste trample. Go to 2. I can't really go to 2 because they could just craft their landmark and then it has flying and then can give something else flying and kill us next turn. So I have to do like this basically. And hope they don't have a combat trick too. They do. Alright. Well, that worked out for them. Staggering Size would be a really good draw here, obviously. It's also pretty good. If they have a braid, then we are toast, but I can final strike the Sunscribe, which forces them to chump block with Levitator here. And they do have priority, so it could just be activating the Maw, though. So yeah, this does force them to block with Levitator and chump here. Or that. Or a Cosmium Blast in hand. I could have done it pre-attacking. I just wanted to see if they were going to get priority. Alright. Alright, can I interest you in yet another hand that doesn't have 2 colors of mana to start? Very suspect keep here, but we do have a Herald Guide on 3, and the fact that these explore mean it's probably good enough. Alright, Ruin Lurker Bat at the expense of a missed land drop. I think it's okay because we can also cycle this. We can cycle Bristleback next turn and cast like Aspirant or something. Perfectly hit exactly one more there for him. I think I'm gonna Aspirant here and put it there. That way the Final Strike can still take this down even if they kill our Herald Guide, because it was suspect that they didn't block. Yeah. What if we just didn't block? Take 7? Do they have something else here? Have a wait. Yeah, they're gonna... Oh, they didn't do that. Okay. They do still have something. It could just be the Spike Tail. Sure. Are we racing here? Because if they just play a Spike Tail, I can petrify that. They chose to not keep a Deep Cavern Bat on top. What on earth is going on in their hand? I guess they just wanted to force a Descend there or something? They were going to put anything in their yard? That's wonderful. Boy, do I hate Malicious Eclipse. Malicious Eclipse is not a card that should be main decked, yet it constantly is. And constantly wrecks me when it is. So maybe it should be main decked. Maybe I'm wrong on that. We're just going to lose to Corpses of the Lost here, I'm pretty sure. I hate doing this in the open mana, but I think I have to. Okay, at least it didn't 2-for-1 us. Oh, we are fighting such an uphill battle here. We're constantly just fighting against these skeletons and can't really do anything. It's like 4-for-1 dust at this point. There's another mill. Get it back. There's a 3/3 lifelinker. And then, of course, I just messed that up again, because I planned on helping handing the kin collar, which would have let me draw a card there. But I think I actually have to helping hand the scavenger, so I can get a somewhat of a sense of 2-for-1 coming back from this. Because they're going to cast a spike tail at some point here. Yeah, just die to that. Okay, so we do this. We get back Kin Caller so that we can strike down Council of Echoes and gain 3 life here. And we know they can't do anything about it because they don't have anything in hand at the moment. Okay. Fighting our way back as much as we can. But the stupid corpses is just causing too much problem for us. Oh, and Grasping Shadows. I don't know how we outrace these things. It just... I'm doing my best. They've constantly refused to cast this Spike Tail. I wonder if they're just making sure they don't want to get a Descend trigger to return the corpse for the 9th time. There it is. Haste, Indestructible. And Death Touch, and Lifelink. Sure. I'd trade Dreadmaw for a Marionette here. They'd take 5. Do I have anything else in the deck? I gotten rid of both Final Strikes and the Petrify. I don't even know if I have a way to deal with that, so I guess I just push through 5 damage here. I have to try to race this. But now the lair is probably going to be too much for us here. Unless they just brick like 5 times in a row. That is not a brick. That is lethal. Alright, let's see if we can avoid an 0-3 here. Starting on the draw. Got a Cenote Scout on 1, and that's going to have to do here. And now we've got Brontodon on 3. And Axejaw on 4. Yeah, sure, I could probably keep that. Water Wind Scout, yep. Can't block. What's your 4-drop? An Axejaw. Is it a 5/4? Yes, it is. Can't attack into it at all here. Hopefully they can't deal with my Axejaw, because I'm planning on blocking theirs here. They got a 3/3. Staggering size is what I was expecting. It might be Huatli's Final Strike, which means they can kill all 3 of our creatures, so they got a 3 for 2. Okay. I think we just got to get this down on the battlefield and hope it can attack. Green-white has not been particularly impressive this this set. I've played it multiple times and it's been actively bad a good bit of times. See if they can deal with this. Take 6. Huh. So if I do this, I die to removal here. But they're in blue. I mean, they're probably cracking their hidden nursery next turn. I just gotta hope they don't find removal. I could play around that by not attacking with Brontodon, but this leaves all of this as lethal next turn as well. This puts them to 7. I'm still dead next turn no matter what to this. Not next turn, but the turn after, so yeah, I'm just going to risk it here and hope they don't hit removal off of their cracking of the nursery. Cogwork Wrestler, that's okay. Can deal with that, I think. Put it into hand, that makes sense. So Ruin Lurker Bat blocking Waterwind Scout is all we can do here. So if I sacrifice the Brontodon to kill the worker, they block here, they take 3 down to 1. Conversely, they chump and they trade. Good, and then go down to 3. What's best here? So the options are they're at 1 and we have both of these creatures, or they're at 3 and we have both of these creatures. I think this seems best. And now it just matters, can they top deck an answer to Ruin Lurker Bat here? Off the top, let's see. Nope, that doesn't solve it, because I can still chump here. Alright, actually managed to get a win with the green-white deck for once. Alright, opponent's up first. Our hand is quite slow, but we have both colors of mana, and that's just not really a recipe for sending things back in this format, in my opinion. Or not in this format, just in general in my experience, because we like to not have that a lot. That is a turn 3 Kincaller gaining life, or we could play Dawn Rudder if we miss a land drop just to try to make sure we hit our lands here. Play Axejaw the next turn. Okay, Thousand Moon Infantry and a Puzzle Door. Can't do anything about that. I think I'll play Kincaller here because it blocks the infantry. That was my thinking. And then next turn, if we draw an untapped land, we can play Axejaw. If we draw a tap land, or if we don't, we play Dawn Runner and Hidden Courtyard here. Gonna need to find an answer to the Gem Guard, because that thing's gonna get out of hand. These green-white decks, they don't really have any synergy. You're just playing cards, and sometimes Sometimes they stumble, but when they don't stumble, their cards have too much synergy, and like this thing's going to be a 7/7, and ours is just 2/2s and 3/3s and 4/3s, and that's pretty much it. Gained a couple life, but that's about all. Now this is a 5/5. I probably have to double block if they attack. I mean... Okay, they didn't attack. Another gem guard. Yeah. That could be good. I know we have it, but I mean it's good with something like Dawn Runner. That's 10 to the face. They can craft this if they want using this, and then everything is like a 8/8. They might still do it. Yes, they will. Their gem guards are too big. I can't even deal with these. They've been under no risk of tapping this at any point for me to attack them. I haven't been able to attack them once. Yeah, I mean, when I can't get through a gem guard and it just keeps growing and growing and growing, I can't really do anything about it. I've got a Petrify in the deck. I've got a Huatli's Final Strike, but that's already getting out of range. I don't even have a second green mana. I'll just let them have their fun while all of my decisions are made for me. Alright, come on. Hey, they're actually giving me options to trade with these. Options I will gladly take. Right, what else do they have at instant speed here? Nothing. Because this can only be done as a sorcery. So I block this, and I block this. Is that the best way to do it? Now I do. I can do this and this, and then this here, and then all of these. So everything except the Pathfinding Axe Jaw will die here. But I have to. What's the flip clause? 3 attackers? 3 or more creatures attacked this turn. It's going to be very difficult with this current situation. Yeah, another plane. That's what I need. Now I draw the Petrify. I don't think I'm going to use the Petrify on anything here. I can just hold up Staggering Size as well. I could Petrify the Siren, but like... how many puzzle doors? So on their turn, it has Death Touch. Otherwise, it has Reach. That's a 4/6 Death Touch. I can flip this next turn, because I can attack with everything. Right? So 1, 2, what do I have? Yeah, I can attack with everything, use Staggering Size potentially. Although this thing and Staggering Size don't go well because they could just block the Brawler here, but it does give me a 6/6. Just have to hope they don't block the infantry on the Brawler. That's their only good block here. That's fine. Unless they have instant speed interaction here. Yeah, that's what I thought they would do. Makes sense. Please don't have interaction for that. That would be really annoying. So now everything dies except this, and I get a 6/6 back here. That's the first time I've ever reflipped one of the gods in this set. I was about to say, if they had Tishana's Tidebinder, I'm just going to cry. What? What about that card? That card is so incredibly frustrating to play against. So incredibly frustrating to play against. All right, we got one more draft left of LCI here on Monday. I'm just gonna rage quit out of this one because holy cow, I can't stand Tishana's Tidebinder. I almost said that they probably had Tishana's Tidebinder when I was gonna try to flip that, and of course that's exactly what it was. 1 and 3. I hate green white. Never draft it again. Never do it in your entire life. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time for your daily draft.